This program is brought to you by Link TV for educational and non-commercial use only.
More than 2 million Iraqis have fled their homes since the war began. Will neighboring countries keep hosting them? And why has the U.S. admitted fewer than 800 Iraqi refugees thus far? Answers to these questions and more on Link TV's Mosaic Intelligence Report.
With the power struggle in Palestine, battles raging at Nahr al Bared in Lebanon, and daily explosions in Baghdad, the World Refugee Day has come and gone, hardly noticed by world media on June 20th. The Office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees recently reported that in 2006 alone, 1.2 million Iraqis fled to other countries to escape the war. Another 2 million have been displaced within Iraq since the war began, including 700,000 last year. The total Iraqi refugee population is growing by about 50,000 a month as sectarian violence spreads unchecked.
This is not life. We do not have any source of income. The widows are not getting any assistance. The children have done nothing to deserve to live like this.
To put this in perspective, this would be the equivalent of a Katrina-induced displacement every 2 months, according to Elizabeth Ferris, co-director of the Brookings Burn Project on Internal Displacement. The United States remains at the bottom of the list of countries that have accepted Iraqi refugees. Although the State Department has promised to admit as many as 7,000 this year, it has taken fewer than 500 since 2003, in contrast to the almost 1 million it took during the war in Vietnam, or even the 30,000 Iraqis following the Persian Gulf War. Iraqi's refugee population is seriously impacting neighboring countries. Jordan, reeling from an estimated 750,000 Iraqi refugees, has tightened entry requirements and imposed certain conditions on Iraqis that wish to stay in the country. Saudi Arabia has kept its doors firmly shut and plans to build a US-Mexico-style border fence to keep Iraqis out. However, the problem is reaching crisis proportions in Syria, a poor country that faces US economic sanctions. More than 1.4 million Iraqis have fled there since the 2003 invasion, with about 30,000 more arriving every month. The Iraqi influx has put a massive strain on Syrian society, triggering inflation and overburdening social services. There are also some 400,000 Palestinian refugees who have lived in Syria since the creation of Israel in 1948. The Bush administration has long accused Syria of not doing enough to stop Al-Qaeda sympathizers from slipping into Iraq, but it barely mentions the far larger number of Iraqis who cross the border in the other direction. Incidentally, the government of Sweden has offered to resettle 25,000 Iraqis and has dealt generously with the tens of thousands of Iraqi asylum seekers arriving on its border. The US unquestionably has a greater responsibility than the government of Sweden to respond to this humanitarian nightmare. In defense to this, the First Lady recently said that the US has spent $80 million dealing with the Iraqi refugee crisis. But as one blogger put it, this finances less than 11 hours worth of Iraq occupation and is, as government programs go, mere pocket change. I'm Jamal Dajani for the Mosaic Intelligence Report. To learn more about this program or to share your thoughts, visit us at linktv.org/mosaic.
This program was brought to you by Link TV for educational and non-commercial use only. Link TV is the only U.S. television network devoted to global and national news, with uncompromising documentaries and diverse cultural programs which connect you to the world.